Greetings and welcome to the House of Elvis. I have recently had a request for some guitar lessons in the realm of introduction to lead guitar. So, let me turn the volume down here. What actually comes to mind when you think somebody playing lead guitar? For me, it is about somebody using the guitar to emulate a human voice. Sometimes it's to emulate another instrument. Could be a piano, could be a violin. We may be trying to emulate a pedal steel guitar. So, playing lead guitar is it's quite a calling, and it requires a lot of work to get to a place where you want to be, I think, as a player. And but the best way to do it is, my whole mindset is bite-sized pieces. So we're going to do that. We're gonna start off. This is not for somebody who's a brand new guitar player. This is for somebody who plays rhythm. Who's got a good handle on playing guitar, but they want to move into that next realm, and that is basically making their guitar sound like a human voice. A lot of one note type material. However, we're going to dig into something a little beyond that too. Guitar solo, lead guitar is not just playing a lot of single notes. People like Billy Gibbons incorporated, rhythm and lead together. So did Eric Johnson, two phenomenal players. So I think it's important that you kind of cover that too. You don't just play single note stuff. So the very first bite-sized piece that I want to focus on is we're just going to slide, okay? So to slide, I'm going to find a note here. I'm going to go to the, that's an A. And you can do this anywhere on the guitar. You can start wherever you want. But just maybe take your pointer finger and hit that note. And rock it. Get some vibrato. Okay. Now, let's go down to the 5th fret, and we're going to press that, and we're going to strike the note with a pick. Now, see, that was cool. We hit the note to begin with, and we got the vibrato going. And then we added to it. We added a bite-sized piece to it, and we came down 2 frets. And you see how that one little thing we did there sounds really powerful. Playing lead guitar is not always about covering a lot of notes really fast on the fretboard. Playing lead guitar is all about how you make your audience feel with what you play. Let's talk about David Gilmour of Pink Floyd and songs like Time. The solo in that is just really wonderful. And he does something like this. Same thing we just did there. And then we... So what David did, he was not a virtuoso player. He wasn't covering 1,000 notes, per second. But what he was playing, and it sounded like a haunting voice. And I believe players that can do that are really impressive to me. So that's kind of the style of lead that I like to play and I like to teach. So, in that, David was just he was like sliding up to a note and letting it sustain. Work on that. Work on just holding the note down and letting it ring. See how long your guitar will ring. deal with that is I'm getting that vibrato going, but there's more to it than that. And what you don't see me doing is I'm having to mute the strings around the note that I'm holding because I don't want unwanted noise. So notice how here, like I'm hitting on the G string, which is the third string up from the bottom. I'm taking 2 fingers here, and I'm just barely laying them on the 2 bottom strings so that those don't vibrate. I don't want to hear those notes. I just want to hear the G string. So I'm moving these fingers around on the strings depending on which note that I'm hitting and I want to sustain and I want to vibrate. Because at vibrato is I'm kind of rocking the string. I'm actually bending the string back and forth, you know, to get the vibrato. So I'm going to leave you with that. Like I said, we want to keep these short and sweet. These are bite-sized lessons. I believe it's the best way to learn and to stay interested in playing and improving your guitar. So take this video, watch it a few times, you know, zoom in if you need to, and just work on those little things right there. And I promise you, what we're going to do is we're going to do a whole bunch of different types of, you know, riffs or licks. And then eventually we're going to learn how to connect them all and how to build your own solos by having your own bag of licks. Okay, that's really what this all comes down to. All of our favorite players, they all have practiced for years, all these different really cool licks and riffs, and they own them. I mean, it's in their soul, it's in their heart, it's in their blood, and they can just pull it out anytime because it's there. It's waiting to be played. They don't have to think about it. So by doing this, learning that little thing we just did there, do it all over the neck too. Don't just play there. And then you can add to that lick, you know, whatever you feel like trying to do. You know, little pieces like that. And remember them, practice them a lot to where eventually you own them. You don't even have to think about them. And then as we add little bite-sized pieces to that, eventually we'll play a whole solo together. And you'll be amazed how fast this all comes together if you will put the practice in. All you need is 10 or 15 minutes a day, okay? Remember, leave your guitar out on a stand where you'll see it. Don't put it in a case and hide it somewhere unless you just have dogs or kids or, you know, you're afraid of somebody knocking it over. But if the guitar is out and you see it when you come home at night after work, you'll be more inclined to pick it up and practice. So remember, you got to practice. So I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to your feedback. So talk to you the next time.